This is a video explanation of the final project. You've already found this because you are watching this video, but under assignments, under the final project, you're going to see the rubric for that, which is right here. I'll go ahead and tell you this is not what you'd be doing if we were going to have a normal class period. Your final project would have looked very different, but this is what we're doing. Even having said that, we wouldn't be doing this even without this top piece. But this top piece does not apply to us simply because doing a presentation is just not going to work for us. Even doing this kind of a screencast-o-fire, screencast-o-matic thing. So this is what I'm going to ask you to do for your final project. I want you to research 5 sites that offer free resources to teachers. So this could be worksheets. Worksheets are definitely a resource that we want, or we'd like to be able to find quickly and be able to put out that supplemental material. It could also be interactive games. Those are great resources for students to be able to apply what they're doing and kind of interact with the material. I've used some different interactive resources throughout the classes that we've had, but 5 resources that are free. So I know there's one, it's like Teachers to Teachers, Teachers Pay Teachers, which is a great resource. It's not a bad site at all, but it's not free. You have to pay, hence the name, Teachers Pay Teachers. What I'd like you to find are 5 free resources. I don't want you to find one that has a free 10-day trial. I get that, yep, there's the word free in there, but that's not a free resource. So I can't use that with my students on a regular basis throughout the year. So 5 free resources for teachers, and choose a grade level. It doesn't matter what grade level of interest to you. I do want it to be math. That doesn't mean it has to be only math. It could have math resources, it could have reading resources, it could have social studies, it could have science, it could have other resources too, but it has to have math. This is a math course. So the resources that you find do need to include math resources. They can have other resources, but they have to include math. It doesn't matter what the grade level is. Many of them have a wide variety of grade levels, but you can choose a grade level. It does say in here, list the website. Do not use Pinterest as your resource. Similar to Google, you can't use Google as your resource and say that's my resource. I found one that's free. No, you need to be a little more specific than that. You can use Pinterest. Pinterest is a great place to try and find material and compile it, put it all together into one easy to access place. You can pin things and keep track of what you found that you like, but it's not a resource unto itself. So you can't just use Pinterest or a similar compiling. I know there's lots of different ways that you can compile resources together, but I need to know the website for the specific source. Tell me why you find it interesting. Is it that it has lots of websites? Worksheets, excuse me? Is it that you can customize the worksheets? Is it that it has lots of interactive opportunities that you can track? Finding that informal or even formal formative assessment data and being able to say, look, I've got some data, 80% of my students understood this concept, only 40% understood this concept. I need to dig into this particular concept. Whatever it is that you like about this particular resource, what is it? Tell me why you like this resource. Why did you choose this one of all the hundreds of thousands of resources out there? Why did you choose this one? It says print an example of one of the worksheets. This is not exactly going to work for us because I don't want you to drop it off in my mailbox or something. So I'm going to give you some examples of what other people have done in the past throughout the however many years I've been doing this particular class. We've had a couple different years we've done this, and so I'm going to show you some examples and what you can do to not actually have any contact with me and still manage this part of the rubric. Here's what one person did. One person made a website presentation, and they have, here's why here's the website right there. Here's why I found it interesting, and they took a screenshot. So you can do screenshots of what you like about it. And that's fine too. If it's a worksheet and you want to download the worksheet and then just add it to the assignment. So under the assignment here, when you do your submission, If you want to put it as a presentation like this person did and submit your presentation and then have attachments after that, here's this worksheet, here's this worksheet, here's this worksheet, and so on. You can do it that way. If you want to do it, same thing with the screenshots, that's fine. I need to have an explanation. This is why I find this particular resource to be useful, effective, interesting, and some example of whatever it is that you find interesting. If it's an interactive website, it might be a screenshot. If it's a worksheet, it'll be a worksheet. Some kind of example for that. You're not going to be presenting this. So step 4, you won't have to do this top piece here. This is where you're going to get your final grades, 5 points, 5 different resources, 5 points for the 5 different examples, 10 points for your written description. That's how that's going to work for those. I also another example here. Somebody did it as a Word document. So they, here's the website, here's my explanation. They again did screenshots. Others in the past have actually had printed off worksheets, printed off screenshots that they handed to me. You won't have that option, but that's another example. So your Word document, your presentation, somehow you have to get me this information, and you have to give it to me in a way that I can access it. If you have questions, you want more specific information, more detail, you want to clarify something that I didn't do a good job of clarifying in this video, please email me, please let me know, and I look forward to seeing your submission.